Hello everybody. Today we're gonna take a closer look at the sound quality and sound characteristic of the L-Series Müsing Bows. And we're going to compare them with the C-Series Müsing Bows, some Arcus Bows, a variation of carbon fiber bows, and a very nice wood bow. And I've picked a violin that's a very, very nice modern violin with dominant pro strings on, to make it not too complicated. I've tried these bows on a variation of violins, and it's basically always the same. When the instrument is set up properly and has got fitting strings, it's a pretty even outcome. Okay, so where do we start? Maybe by mentioning that there's basically only 3 countries in this world where carbon fiber bows are made, like in the US, where we have Coda Bow and John Paul Bows. And then there is Germany, of course, with Arcus and Müsing. And all the other bows are coming from China. So sometimes you read funny names, like they sound like German or whatever, or even Italian, but those are sticks that are all made, or even the complete bows made in China. All right, now why don't we start with one of these? It's a nicely made, at least from the outside, nicely made Chinese stick, and let's see how it does on our violin here. It's a bit scratchy, isn't it? So let's compare it to a Müsing C2. So it's already quite a bit more shiny. So it's scratchy but still dull. I mean, it's cheap. These Chinese bows are cheap, and so we can't beat them on price, of course. But if you're looking for a decent sound, that's probably not the one you want. One way to test bows actually is vibrato, to see how they respond on that. So a better bow gives you a vibrato that sounds more different. So it sounds like 2 very distinct tones, not only notes, but tones, because the bow will bring out different overtones, and so change the character of the tone. So these were again the C2 and the C3, but let's take a look at the L3. The sound is more focused, somewhat cleaner than the C3. Let's look at the C3 again. So this is more broad. This is a little more cutting, cleaner. I think it'll project quite a bit better. Let's compare this to the nice wood bow here. Sound character is much more like the C3. Maybe I have to go to the C4. Yeah, this sounds pretty much like this is virtually identical, I would say. Well, this is a wood bow that will cost 3 or 4 times the amount that this C4 costs, but so I'm quite happy with that result, I have to say. So let's take a look at a coda bow. It's a bit dull again. Not quite so happy. Let's compare it to the C2. Maybe I'm too partisan, but I think that the C2 delivers quite a bit more quality in the sound. Let's take a look at this Arcus look-alike Chinese bow here. It is very tip heavy. I don't know why they do that. So it feels really strange when you play it. The sound is not too bad though. I think even a bit stronger than the coda. Let's try the Marquise. That's better. Yeah, so the Marquise is clearly better than the high-end Chinese bow. Okay, so let's compare the Marquise with an L4. Well, the L4 makes quite a noise. Not very different. On the E string, I think the L4 has the upper edge. It's a little more shiny, a little more golden. Let's try again. Not too bad. Let's go one step up to the L5. Here's where I'm getting fun. No, here's where I'm having fun. Here's where I'm getting enjoyed. This is a more interesting sound. There's more facets to the sound. I think the L5 is actually a competitor to something like the Arcus T6. Very close. Maybe the Arcus is a bit stronger, but not much cleaner or anything. bit more powerful. Let's try the keys again. It's not there. Let me try the Corona, the John Paul. It's a nice looking bow. Almost looks like a wood bow. That's quite interesting. I don't know how they do that. Would I do that? Maybe not, but it still looks cool. That I would compare to maybe the C4. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much there. About the Corona, the John Paul, I had to modify this a little bit because I just couldn't play it. It had the same thing as that Chinese bow there. It was very, very tip heavy, which I found. No, it was heel heavy actually. So I had to make it lighter at the heel. So we shortened the winding, for example, and because it was so difficult to play. But yeah, it's quite nice like this now. Again, it's on the level of a C4, maybe. Yeah, let's compare it to the L4. Where is it? Here. The sound of the Corona, the John Paul, is denser. The L4 is somewhat more transparent. Let's compare with the L3. This needs a little more tinge. So the L, what it does, and it stays pretty clean even if I force the sound. So if I make a more condensed sound, it stays pretty clean. Now, what happens when we go to the top of the line here, the L6? That's a beautiful bow. That's a beautiful bow. It does everything, everywhere. That's pretty nice. Let's compare that to the Arcus T6. The L sounds a little smoother on the G. And a little broader on the A. But it's definitely the same league. So the 6 class Müsing or Arcus Bows are easily on par, but they have quite a different character. So if you're looking into these bows, do make a comparison. Do try both. You might prefer the Müsing or the Arcus, depending on the sound of your instruments or how you want to be heard, and your playing style. So what the Müsing L do is what they've inherited from the C-Series is a very easy playing. I can be pretty lazy with my right hand, and it still does quite nice things. If I'm that lazy with an Arcus, no, that doesn't work. You really have to stay focused and know exactly what you're doing. But with the L, I'd say you have to practice less to get to the same result. So the Müsing Bows are for the lazy bones among us, or those who play concert without rehearsing them quite enough, quite sufficiently. So yeah, let's try to boil it down. My take is that the Müsing L-Series bows are very close match to similar Arcus bows, while sound-wise, while providing the player with an ease of use similar to the Müsing C-Series, which offer a broader, comfy tone, rich, warm. Clearly, in their price range, I believe they should outshine any of their competitors. But I'd love to hear your comparison, your opinion on that. If you make a video, or if you'd like to make a video on comparing these bows, maybe we can supply you with a few, so you can test for yourself. Or maybe you do a trial at home or in a shop, and put your comments down in the section below. So we'll be happy to reply to that. And maybe you come to completely different results, or maybe to the same. I'd love to know that. I'd love to hear about that. So thank you for now. This has been a quick sound comparison between all these various bows. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.